Good evening, Raider baseball fans. I'm Michael Francis alongside Mr. Jonathan Kaspar as we are ready to bring you more district action as the Leander Lions are here at Raider Field to take on your Rouse Raiders. And gosh, Jonathan, last week we had some shakeups in district play.
Yes, we did. Definitely some, teams that we expected to be able to compete. And we talked about that early in the season to that particular coach. And they showed up, man. They showed up, and it just goes to show that anything can happen any week here in District 25 5A. So what a beautiful, beautiful day that we have.
It is a great day to play baseball, and we are excited to get underway here at Raider Field. And as you mentioned, a beautiful, beautiful day. The sun just splashed across the field, and a light wind blowing out of the south from right to left.
Yeah,
but not a cloud in the sky.
Yeah, actually clear blue skies. Day started out 38 degrees this morning whenever I was leaving the house, and I was like, ooh, I needed to put a pullover on. It's back to being a bit chilly, and then it warmed up nicely, and I think that's what we're due for the rest of this week is days in the mid to upper 80s and, just absolutely beautiful spring weather.
The Leander Lions come into today 8-12 overall. They're 2-6 in district play. They are coached by Matthew Grissom. He is in his 16th year as head coach with 212 wins. He's assisted by Silver Aguirre, Taylor Hall, Ryan King. Their 2024 record was 18-14 and 7-7 in district play. They have 7 returning starters. Your Rouse Raiders come into tonight 15-6-2. They're 6-2 in district play. They're coached by Chad Krempine. He's in his 24th year with 530 career wins. He's assisted by Manny Perez, Drew David, and Will Noble. The 2024 record was 34-10, 10-4 in district and state semifinalists with 4 returning starters. So the Raiders moved up a little bit in the 5A standings.
Yeah, let's go over, we'll just hit on some scores here from around 25 5A from last week. Last week was, of course, week 4 of district play. Today starts out week 5. And Glenn against Liberty Hill. And initially, Liberty Hill did take down Glenn 10-8.
10-0.
Or what? It was 10. Okay, it was 10-0 in game 1. And as we mentioned just briefly ago, Glenn flipping the script and taking a big W away from Liberty Hill at home, winning 4-2 and putting an L for the Liberty Hill in their loss column, a 1, or should I say, in their loss column. Yeah. First loss of Liberty Hill for the season.
And they won't go through district play undefeated.
Yeah, and we turn around. We went to Cedar Park and won 6-0. And again, those that caught the Friday night game or even watched the Tuesday game, that 6-0 is a bit, Deceiving. There you go. That was in 8 innings. It was 0-0 through 7, and then in the 8th, we were able to wake up the bats and brought home the W there, winning 6-0, and then turned around and won 4-1 here at home. Hayes and Lockhart. Hayes took down Lockhart in Lockhart 15-7. Then Hayes won at home 14-8 in similar fashion. Kyle Lehman and Leander, 6-4. Lehman beating Leander 6-4, and then losing 6-3 at Lehman. So once again, just having a hard time winning at home, has been a very familiar theme this year. 25 5A standings after 4 weeks does again see Liberty Hill still sitting at the top at 7-1. Rouse Raiders are right there at 6-2. Of course, Liberty Hill, even if they do take another loss, will hold the tiebreaker after giving us our 2 losses here at for Rouse. Buda Hayes coming in at 5-3, getting into that 3rd spot. And then Glenn and Kyle Lehman both struggle, just vying for that final position, 4th, at tie, 500 on the season, 4-4. And then rounding it out, you've got Leander Lions 2-6 and Lockhart Lions at 1-7. Of course, top 25, as Michael did mention. Top 25 in 5A, still Lovejoy, Grapevine, Barbers Hill all sitting there at the top. New Braunfels Canyon resting in the number 5 spot, followed closely by Bernie. And then we have Liberty Hill at 18, and your Rouse Raiders have moved from 22 up to 20. So just going to have a great finish here to this season, with, again, this week we face off against Leander starting here at home, and then we will turn around and play them on Friday. And then the following week, we will be against
Lehman next
Lehman
week
and
Lockhart.
then Lockhart. Is it Lockhart then Lehman or Lehman then Lockhart?
Lehman then Lockhart.
Lehman then Lockhart. So again, we're on the L. We're on the distributing the L train.
Right.
As we put it last week with Leander, then Lehman, then Lake Belton. We get Lake Belton as well for non-district games twice. We'll have them home and away on a few weeks apart, and then obviously Lockhart. So
about to go over the starting lineups. Mr. Don Miller, the dulcet tones of Don Miller on the PA. Leading off for the Lions, the center fielder, number 11, Logan Mitchell. He will be followed by the third baseman, number 10, Colby Holmes. Batting third will be the starting pitcher, number 9, Miles Hadel. Batting fourth will be the first baseman, number 7, Hudson Swab. Batting fifth will be the designated hitter, number 8, Tyler Mormon. He will be hitting for the left fielder, number 3, Dean Hellman. Batting sixth will be the right fielder, number 18, Max Smedley. Batting seventh will be the second baseman, number 1, Jackson Trimble. Batting eighth will be the catcher, number 2, Luke Webster. And rounding out the order will be the shortstop, number 16, Dominic Jaramillo.
And now
for your Rouse Raiders, the leading off will be the center fielder, number 6, Connor Thompson. I guess I should have waited for that.
Number 6, Connor Thompson.
Batting second will be the second baseman, number 12, Christian Caro. Batting third will be the shortstop, number 7, Jacob Solis. Batting fourth will be the first baseman, number 9, Mason Gonzalez. Batting fifth will be the designated hitter, number 11, Andrew Sanchez. He will be hitting for the starting pitcher, number 42, Jack Doss. Batting sixth will be the right fielder, number 14, Joe Burry. Batting seventh will be the catcher, number 21, Carson Pruitt. Batting eighth will be the left fielder, number 3, Adrian Graves. And rounding out the order will be the third baseman, number 1, Scott Knight.
Great.
Yeah, getting to see Joe Burry return to the starting lineup here for the Rouse Raiders. And aside from that, really not much of a change. Coach has sort of solidified all of his positional guys as far as where they're going to be at in the lineup. So
we're going to take a moment for the national anthem. We thank you for tuning in and watching Rouse Raider baseball here on SHN Sports. We'll be right back. It's baseball time in Texas as we're set to get underway here at Raider Field. Good evening, everyone. I'm Michael Francis alongside Mr. Jonathan Kaspar, Miss Kathleen Forsell, and Mr. Don Miller. What? Defensively for the Raiders on the mound, number 42, Jack Doss. Behind the plate, number 21, Carson Pruitt. At first base, number 9, Mason Gonzalez. At second, number 12, Christian Caro. At third, number 1, Scott Knight. At short, number 7, Jacob Solis. In left, number 3, Adrian Graves. In center field, number 6, Connor Thompson. And in right field, number 14, Joe Burry. Due up for the Lions in their half of the first, Logan Mitchell, Kobe Holmes, and Miles Hadel.
Yeah, I had to make the big B because originally I did COL on the lineup chart, and it's not Colby, it's Kobe.
Yeah, like Kobe beef, except not KOBE, it's COBY.
That's correct.
The Raiders look to continue their winning ways after coming off the losses to Liberty Hill in week 2.
Yeah, and they have not looked back. Had a few close ones in there. Can't say that we've been running away with these games. As obviously we had the 6-0 extra inning win last week, and then obviously the 9-8 win against Hayes in 13 innings also was a Tuesday night game. So, and then of course, we righted the ship, on Friday against Hayes and handling them nice and easy. But returning to get his second start of the season is freshman Jack Doss, starting here for game 1 for the Rouse Raiders here against Leander. And Michael, he had a great outing last week. Really did solid work through those 7 innings that he pitched, and just really off speed, working really well, and painting in some fastballs. So we'll see if he can continue.
Here's the tall guy at the plate, Logan Mitchell. He is tall and fast. The first pitch, a swing and a miss, and we are underway here at Raider Field. Kobe Holmes on deck. Doss from the windup. That pitch gets the outside
I was about
corner.
to say, that was pretty. A little delayed, but there was a call. Called strike.
Doss has the sign. He winds and delivers on the 0-2, a pitch down and away for ball 1, and that's exactly where you want to be on an 0-2 count.
Exactly right. See if you can get him to chase, and Mitchell being very picky there.
The 1-2, oh my gosh, that was a fastball on the outside corner for a ball.
Really close, but I'm going to say that was a good call. It tried to catch a piece of the plate.
The 2-2, this is cut on and hit foul down the third base line. Nona checking in. Hello, Michael and Jonathan. Looking forward to another great game. Go Raiders. Nona working the magic.
Yes, she is.
She is back with us today and
talking about Big Gonzo and working that magic.
Good things are in store. 2-2, the count to Logan Mitchell.
And, of course, he'll catch a little bit of the girls' softball game going on right next door in the speaker.
The 2-2 pitch, that's inside for ball 3, and the count works full. The payoff pitch, that is cut on and hit down to third. Knight has it. Throw to first in time. And that will do it for Mitchell. 5-3 on the putout. As Kobe Holmes makes his way to the plate.
There's no doubt he is tall.
Oh, he is tall. He stood a head above everybody else on the team. Holmes, the third baseman for the Lions. And he will put this one into right field with a slow rolling single.
Just a little bit of a poke there, but in the perfect spot that didn't allow anybody to play that defensively as it rolls out to Joe Burry in right field, shallow right field.
One on with one out for Miles Hadel. Breaking ball sails high for ball one.
Of course, the outfielders having to battle a little bit with the sun. You know, Joe Burry looking right into it there in right field.
Doss from the stretch, the 1-0. Swing and a miss. So he couldn't catch up to the fastball.
That's right, challenging him early and looking really good. Already trying to work some of that off speed and breaking pitches in and seeing what's going to be working best for him this evening.
1-1 the count and the pitch. And just misses outside for ball two. Thompson tying his shoe out center field.
Guess he had time.
No, they called
No, time to do it.
Oh,
Sorry,
yeah,
not time out, but time to do it.
the 2-1. This
that could be a double play. Who's covering first?
Mason
Okay,
Gonzalez just makes the
All right.
catch. And he made it back in time. Infield fly was not in effect because second base was open.
Yeah, and of course that was he was looking for a hit and run, and you know, Kobe takes off for second, and pop goes the fly ball, and of course he delayed on getting back, and that's why I was like, who's going to cover? But Joe Burry actually doing a great job of coming in and looking to cover first if there happened to be a play there. Love to see that from the outfielder.
Hudson Schwab makes his way to the plate. Throw over to first will not be in time as Holmes dives back in safely. Pitch from Doss outside for ball one. Just a beautiful day here in Leander, Texas. Tyler Mormon on deck. 1-0, that's high for ball two.
Hudson Schwab representing the cleanup batter for the Leander Lions.
2-0 the count. Throw over to first. Trying to catch Holmes leaning. The 2-0, that's high and outside for ball three.
Most likely taking all the way will be Hudson Schwab.
That pitch in for a strike. That fastball down the middle.
Yeah, still upper part of the zone there. Definitely a strike. Keep an eye on that if he can keep getting that ball down. Fastball, that is.
Throw over to first. Not in time.
It's always fun watching your first baseman in that situation. How hard is he going to lay that tag down on that base runner? Right. You know, as they call that, heavy hands. You know, does your first baseman have heavy hands?
That pitch sails high for ball four, and that'll put two aboard for Tyler Mormon. Mormon, the first lefty that we've seen in the lineup for the Lions. Pitch outside for ball one. Pitch inside for ball two.
And tried to come inside again, not really catching any part of the plate there.
Coach Crippin going to call time. and take a trip out to the mound.
Yeah, 2 on, early visit here in the first, just to pick his brain, see what he's thinking as he's getting up there. And, wouldn't say that he's overthrowing so much here. Coach may elect to pull a little bit off, try to get a few in there, paint that zone a little bit, and maybe even give the defense a chance to work behind him. Able to get the out at any of the infield bags, except for home. So
2-0 the count to Mormon. Smedley on deck. Doss toes in. The 2-0. This is fouled back for strike one.
Tyler Mormon ready to pull the trigger on that one, figuring for sure, coach just visited him. He's going to throw me a strike, right? Not able to turn on that one and send it back in fair play.
2-1 the count. 2 on with 2 out here in the top of the first. Pitch low for ball 3. The 3-1. This is cut on and hit foul down the first base side for strike 2, and that will bring the count full.
All right, best versus best here. Jack Doss going to go right at him, and Tyler Mormon should be ready to pull the trigger.
Cooper May helping out his dugout fielding percentage. Payoff pitch coming up. Doss comes set. And the pitch. Gets the outside corner, catches him looking for strike 3. And that will do it for the Lions in the first. They get no runs on 1 hit. They leave 2. And after 1/2, we're scoreless here at Raider Field. Due up for the Raiders, Thompson, Caro, and Solis. Defensively for the Lions, on the mound, number 9, Miles Hadel. Behind the plate, number 2, Luke Webster. At first base, number 7, Hudson Schwab. At second, number 1, Jackson Trimble. At third, number 10, Kobe Holmes. At short, number 16, Dominic Paramio. In left, number 3, Dean Hellman. In center, number 11, Logan Mitchell. And in right, number 18, Max Smedley.
Yes, sir. And as we've sort of seen with most of the teams, just learning some new names out there. We get the spatterings here of guys that we've seen over the last couple of years, but, all of the ones that I got to watch grow up and, play with my son, Caden, through all those years of travel ball and, CPYL and
right.
LCP, when we first started, then it became CPYL and, the years of T-ball into coach pitch and on to kid pitch. And all those guys have moved on and all playing at the next level or already into the workforce,
Well, probably less than 5 miles separate these two schools.
Yes.
And most of these kids know each other, either went to school with each other or played ball with each other.
Yeah, and we get to see it after each game, right? We try to keep the camera on as we're sort of finishing the stats for the game and going over how the game broke down and everything. And you see the boys out there, high fives, giving each other hugs, and talking for a little bit and catching up, on how they're doing. And some of it's baseball related, some of it may not be, and that's the good thing about it is they can play against each other as rivals but still be great friends.
Right. Connor Thompson makes his way to the plate. to get the bottom half started. Miles Hadel on the mound.
Definitely love to see Connor Thompson start getting that bat going again. He's, not as solid as he was through the first few weeks of the district play, and just seems to be that leadoff spot has been a bit inconsistent for the Rouse Raiders here so far this year.
They had big shoes to fill.
Yes.
With Nerner's departure. It was wrecking shop at the next level at Tarleton.
Tarleton State just killing it.
Hadel from the stretch. The first pitch, that's down and away for ball one. Well, Coach Crimp, he's way outside that coach's.
He's getting in the shadows.
The 1-0, that's down the middle for a strike.
He said, I want to be in the shade.
Christian Caro on deck. The 1-1. This is cut on and hit down the third baseline. Foul. And the count will go 1-2.
He just watched. He will not field the ball. That is so funny. He just watched it roll by him nice and slowly.
Well, I mean, he had a chance. He didn't even make an attempt on it.
Nope. Just turned and looked at it.
The 1-2. Check swing.
He went.
And he went around.
Yeah, he went.
One away for Christian Caro.
What is one of normally three lefties in the lineup, but not.
That pitch, wow, where did that
looked really good from up here. Adolfo Rivas is not in the lineup currently for this game, and so that's now down to two lefties.
The 1-0, that is hit back up
Right
the
up the
middle.
middle.
That'll
Love
be
it.
a base hit for Christian Caro, which is good to see.
Yes, sir. Return to sender was that hit by Christian Caro.
He went 0 for 3 on Friday night and 0 for 2 on Tuesday night. Oh, wait a minute. I'm looking at the wrong one. Sorry. He went 0 for 4 on Tuesday. So good to see him get a base hit. A throw over to first, not in time. Jacob Solis makes his way to the plate. Mason Gonzalez on deck. That is fouled off for strike one. Hadel comes set. The 0-1, that's inside for ball one, and it will even it up.
I don't recognize this group of umps this evening.
Yeah, we
I
haven't
don't know that we've seen these guys.
Far. Throw over to first, not in time.
Jury's still out on whether that's going to be a good thing or not. Definitely had a few inconsistent guys. We'll just leave it at that.
The 1-1, this is hit out to right center. That is going to fall between Smedley and Mitchell.
And again, not really able to turn and break for third was Christian Caro, as he had to hold up just to make sure that nobody came up with that ball.
First baseman
was hit in the gap, but at the same time, they were both very, very close to being able to play that. So only one down though, two on.
Andrew Sanchez on deck. Caro extends his lead at second. First pitch offering. Down and in for ball one. Nona, work your magic.
I'm about to say
Mason's
Nona.
at the plate.
Here he is. I want to hear it.
Big guns with the big guns. The 1-0. That's low for ball two. Webster will call time, and he's going to make a visit out to the mound to talk to Hadel. And
hey, man, you were doing good there before. Just because you got two guys on doesn't mean you need to change up your approach here on your delivery.
2-0 count.
So we do have another Caden in the stands here today watching the game. Caden Mayfield down here taking pictures for the yearbook. Of course, Caden Mayfield grew up right across the street, lives right across the street from me.
Ball three.
So he was always little Caden.
Okay.
And then we had the neighbor behind us was Cole, and his older brother was Cole. So we had BC and LC, and then Big Caden and Little Caden.
3-0 the count to Gonzalez at pitch. Oh, wow, that was generous.
Yeah, that was a little low, a little outside, but
Well, it was high enough. It was just outside. It was over that white line of the batter's box in the right hand. 3-1.
That's in a hole.
Hit into
Too
right.
shallow probably to send him home. Yes, it was. Good throw from right field there with Max Smedley. That's not, yes, Max Smedley out there.
Yep, Max Smedley. Base is loaded for Andrew Sanchez.
Was that you, Nona?
Yeah,
was she responsible? I think she was responsible for that. Finding a little CNI single off the bat of Big Mason Gonzalez.
The Bork chants come out. That pitch down and away for ball one.
You know what I'd love to see here, Mike? I'm not going to say it. I'm just saying what I'd love to see here. Something we haven't seen yet this season.
And Nona says, I did not job. That pitch down the middle for a strike. 1-1 the count to Sanchez. Joe Burry on deck. Bases loaded with one out. That pitch outside for ball two.
Good patience there. Pitch recognition, laying off that ugly outside pitch.
Where's Joe Booth? This one is fouled back way out of play for strike two, and that will even the count at 2.
Me like straight ball very much. Hit it very, very far. Bat no like curveball.
The 2-2 pitch. This is hit down the left field line. Will go foul.
Hit that one.
That would have scored 2.
Speed for sure. But drifted way foul. But
2-2 the count. The 2-2 pitch. This is hit
that's
deep
far
right.
enough.
Smedley makes the catch. The
There
throw
will be
home
a play.
will not be in time, and that will score 1, and the runners will move over on the sacrifice.
All right. Had a job there, was able to do that job nicely, hitting it deep enough to allow Christian Carl to score fairly easily from third.
Nope, Nona says, oops, I did my job. With a smiley face. Joe Burry makes his way to the plate. Miles Hadel from the stretch. The first pitch offering.
Oh,
that almost gets him for ball one.
I guess not.
Carson Pruitt on deck. This is popped up
foul.
and stays foul as Schwab made no effort to get to it. Not that he could have. It would have been a
Or Webster for that matter. I mean, both of them, it was, I don't neither one of them had an opportunity, but Schwab, I think when he went to go look at the ball, looked straight into the sun.
the 1-1. That hits him. And that'll load him again.
He got super close on the first pitch, and that one crept about another 3 inches inside, and Burry not shying away from it and let it go ahead and strike him on the shoulder and takes his free bag. 1,000 on base percentage so far. So Carson Pruitt. Oh, I didn't get a chance to talk to him before the game. Make sure he's going to give me another hit tonight. All right.
Well, we'll dock your pay for that.
He held up his end of the bargain there on Friday night's game. Oh.
We'll hit him and bring a run in.
So I guess does getting hit count as getting a hit?
Yeah, that counts as an RBI. 2 runs have scored. Bases loaded for
And
Adrian Graves.
who is that came in for him?
That
would be number 48, Colton Mott.
Coach Grissom makes his way out to the mound to talk to Hadel.
Yeah, so again, number 48, Colton Mott coming in to run for Carson Pruitt as the courtesy runner.
With Adrian Graves coming to the plate, Scott Knight on deck.
And Adrian Graves, another one of those guys who's had an opportunity there at the leadoff spot and has been bounced around a few different places here up and down the lineup. And one of our seniors on this Rouse squad.
Hadel pitching exclusively from the stretch. First pitch to Graves, that's in for a strike. The 0-1, that's inside for a strike. I don't know why he didn't.
He shied away from that one thinking it was inside, and guess that's what back-to-back hit batters can do for you. Something anywhere close inside is going to make you think it's going to stay there.
The 0-2 pitch, this is fouled off.
A little late on that one.
That foul ball made its way back into the field of play, and
Smedley
Carter May taking a slight ding on his dugout fielding percentage. That is hit back up the middle. That'll be played by Trimble, and the throw to first will be in time. And that will do it for the Raider first. They get 2 runs on 3 hits. They leave them loaded. And after one, it's 2-0 Rouse. On to the second we go. That was up there. Miss Kathleen Forsell running the music on the night. We're going to have to call that an ESM. Well, she didn't make an error on the scoreboard, so she made the error on the music.
But she's still the SBM?
Yeah, she's a scoreboard.
Scoreboard monitor, and scoreboard.
No, she's operating the scoreboard. She can't be the monitor.
So
the
SBO. ESBO. Right?
You're killing me, Small. Due up for the Lions in second. Smedley, Trimble, and Webster. Jack Dawes back out to pitch the second.
That'd be the law firm of Smedley, Trimble, and Webster.
There you go.
All right, so Jack Dawes came out firing and then ran into a little bit of a snag there, through a few batters, walks, and getting out of the inning. So we'll see how he's able to reset and go back at it here in the second.
You got a ground out, a pop up, and a strikeout looking. Max Smedley will stand in for his first at bat, and this will be hit into left field for a base hit.
Next up, second baseman, number 1, Jackson Trimble.
Jackson Trimble will stand in with one on. Doss checks Smedley at first. First pitch, bunt laid down. It'll be played by Doss to throw to first in time, just barely in time.
Bobbled the ball a little bit to Jack Doss, but really did not let that trouble him as he still made the throw over, and that's actually going to bring out
a sacrifice bunt.
That's going to bring out Coach there to question whether that was really an out or not, as Trimble was getting up the line trying to make it closer than what it needed to be, and knowing that Jack Doss did bobble, he thought maybe he reached. And
well, I will say this: I've never seen an umpire change his ruling when he's called the out at first.
Well, but there's a way you can go about it, and right? And, hey, can I ask for some help? Can you go get some help, right? And he can come in and definitely, have a meeting with the home plate umpire to now, doesn't necessarily mean it's going to make a difference, but at least it shows that he's willing to try.
Fastball low for ball 1 to Webster. Dominic Jaramillo on deck. That is cut on and hit out to right. That'll be caught by Burry. We're out number 2.
Shortstop, number 16, Dominic Jaramillo.
Oh, we got somebody already getting warm over here in the bullpen. I would say it's probably a Kobe Driscoll, and I would be 100% accurate.
Way to go, bro.
He did not have an opportunity to come out Friday, although he did warm himself up a little bit.
Jaramillo, a lefty for the Lions. Logan Mitchell on deck. That is cut on and hit back to Doss. He'll lob it over to first, and that will do it. 1-3 on the put-out of Jaramillo.
Quick little inning there.
They get no runs on one hit. They leave one. And after one and a half, it's 2-0 Rouse. On to the bottom we go. Due up for the Raiders, Knight, Thompson, and Carl. Driscoll continuing to get loose over there. Let's see if Hadel makes his way back out. And it appears that Hadel is making his way back out.
How many pitches did you have for that?
For Doss?
Yeah, in that inning.
2, 3, 4, 5.
That's what I counted. I'm like, dude, that was a 5-pitch inning.
Pitch inning.
Swing on the first pitch for a single. Bunt on the second pitch.
On the first pitch.
First pitch. So his second pitch. Yeah, first pitch bunt, then a ball, then a pitch in play, and then another pitch in play. So allowing one on and only throwing five total pitches in that inning.
Miles Hadel makes his way back out to the mound to pitch the second.
Yes, he is, and would not again expect any defensive changes here, so I really won't even glance to look.
And I haven't seen any activity in the Lion bullpen yet.
No, I mean, he
struggled in that first inning.
Yeah, and as did did Jack. They both had. Jack's sitting on 27 total pitches, 28 total pitches, so he had 23 in the first, and Hadel had 28 in the first, so very, very similar.
Scott Knight makes his way to the plate for his first at bat.
Scott Knight representing the number 9 batter, and then we'll be back to the top of the lineup for your Raiders. Connor Thompson, followed by Christian Caro.
Pitch down the middle for a strike. Again, Hadel staying exclusively with the stretch. That pitch low for ball 1. Well, I've already got that dirt cake on my mind, John.
As well as I know I'll have a bowl of that nanner pudding when I get home. That's for sure.
The 1-1. This is fouled off. Fouled off his foot.
Oh, he's calling it fair.
Well, that hit his foot.
It did, and yet everybody every single parent over here is, oh no, throw it down there. Oh, he's out, 1 down. They're obviously trying to call the game for the umpire. The umpire was oblivious. And so he's going to ask for the, assist here from his field umpire. It hit his foot, no doubt. You could see that the ball deflected up in the air that was actually going foul. Oh, no, they are calling him out. Oh, and now they ejected him. They eject Scott. He just ejected Scott Knight. That's ridiculous. First time up. Oh, my goodness. And I don't know. Obviously, Scott probably said something, but he shrugged his shoulders like, am I out? And potentially said something after that, but immediately drew the home plate umpire to give him the you're gone wave. Now he makes his way over to talk to Coach Krempine to let him know what's going on. Coach, of course, looked at Scott and said, well, I guess go out in the dugout. Wow, that was very interesting.
One away for Thompson. That first pitch fouled off for a strike. Yeah, that's probably some of the poorest officiating I've seen so far. It obviously came off his foot. And this is popped up. Schwab in on it. He makes the catch, and that will do it for Thompson.
Well, I don't know what's worse is that he didn't catch it himself, or then he asked for some help from his cohort over there, and he didn't. No, I don't know. I wasn't watching. Was I supposed to look at that and help you out? Looks like he's out to me. So,
first pitch outside for a strike to Carl. Solis on deck. The 0-1 misses low for a ball. One and one to count. Oh my gosh. Another outside pitch for a strike in the right-handed batter's box.
And he is crowding the plate as he should be to have an opportunity to try to.
The 1-2.
That was closer than the other one, again, if they're going to be that close and be called strikes, you got to be up there swinging the bat, not leaving it up to the home plate umpire.
And so now coach has got to bring in a new third baseman.
Which more than likely be Jake Spates as he makes his way over. Should be number 16. Man, we're getting good there, Mr. Michael Francis. And that would be correct. Number 16, Jake Spates, is now taking his spot over there at third base in replacement of Scott Knight. Scott Knight was ejected after the
all I can
non-called
guess is that he said an inappropriate word.
Well, yeah, he had to have said something, but he had no vocal demeanor. I was watching him the whole time, and he just sort of had this look at his face like, what just happened? So again, most likely said something that was a key word or two. Because again, there was no thought at all about it. It was an immediate ejection. So here we go, on to the top of the third. Back to the top of the lineup for the Leander Lions, Logan Mitchell.
Top of the third inning. Center fielder number 11, Logan Mitchell.
Mitchell makes his way to the plate. There's Jack Dotz pitching the third. Pitch low for ball one. Mitchell 0 for 1. He grounded the third his first time up.
He grounded the third and hit a rocket shot foul to third as well. So it looks to be I'm not going to say exclusively a pull ball hitter, but
breaking ball gets the outside corner for a strike.
Hopefully
leaving it up.
Hopefully Mr. Spates over there, now being brought into the game, was paying attention there in the first couple of innings.
1-1. This is hit deep to center, and Connor Thompson in underneath it. He makes the catch, and that will do it for Mitchell.
Just a long, loud out off the bat of Logan Mitchell. Hit it very well.
He did. But we got a guy.
We got a guy, as the old saying goes.
That'll bring up Colby Holmes. Holmes is 1 for 1. He singled on the first pitch offered to him. That is cut on and hit over to third. Spates has it. The throw to first in time, and that will do it for Holmes. 5-3. On the putout, and that'll bring up the pitcher, Miles Hadel. Hadel 0 for 1. He popped up to first. Doss will deal outside for ball one.
Check swing. Of course, Carson Pruitt immediately asked for the appeal to the field umpire. He calls him safe. Said he did not go around.
It's ball two. 2-0. That one sails high for ball three.
There we go.
Fastball. Right down the pipe.
Challenge these guys. Mr. Doss, challenge these guys and tempt them to hit.
That pitch gets the inside corner for strike two, and
able to bring it back full.
Hadel did not agree with that.
He was ready to toss the bat there behind him and walk his way over to first, but
the payoff pitch, that is cut on and hit out towards left center. Connor Thompson flashing the speed and makes the catch, and they go in order in the third. No runs, no hits. Nobody left on.
And that was an 8-pitch inning. So, quick little visit from Coach, I think, definitely helped him out because he goes from 23 pitches.
Yeah, that was 10 pitches.
Oh, 10.
Yeah.
Oh, 6. My bad.
Huh?
That was 6 pitches to to the last guy. So I was thinking only 4 pitches. Sorry. That's correct. 10 pitches.
10 pitches.
Either way, it's better than a 23 pitch inning.
Yep. Which he's settled in. I mean, between the last 2 innings, he's only pitched 15 pitches. Due up for the Raiders, Solis, Gonzalez, and Sanchez. See if the Raiders can get back on track after that previous inning.
What's that?
So, Jonathan,
Oh, yeah.
Jonathan's wife, Monica, made me a dirt cake. With Oreos.
Yep.
And was it vanilla pudding?
Vanilla pudding, Oreos, cream cheese,
Oh, my goodness.
little powdered sugar, and a whole tub of whipped cream. Cool Whip. Extra creamy Cool Whip. Got to make sure to get the extra creamy. You got to make sure to get the what's that? The quick Jello
Oh, the
vanilla pudding, instant vanilla pudding. Got to have instant vanilla pudding.
Yep. Of course, I didn't skimp on making you the banana pudding either.
Oh no, it was really good. It was really, really good. I enjoyed it.
Got the instant vanilla pudding, some whipped cream, that heavy whipped cream.
Mm-hmm.
Nilla wafers,
Gotta have Nilla wafers.
Not the HEB brand, but the Nabisco Nilla wafer.
I enjoyed it, and I'm almost guaranteeing we may have a visit from our oldest this week.
Uh-oh. Well, then that won't
He
last.
threatened that he was coming home, possibly Tuesday night, Thursday, tonight, or tomorrow, possibly.
Jacob Solis will stand in. He's 1 for 1. That pitch down the middle for a strike.
Of course, if he does make it in, that will be just shy of a couple days of his birthday. He does turn 20 on Friday.
Solis singled to right. That pitch outside for ball 1. Big Gonzo on deck. All right, Nona, work your magic. That pitch gets the outside corner for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. To Solis. A 1-2 pitch. That's way inside for a ball.
Able to avoid being hit by that pitch. I don't know how he was able to get away from that one, but just.
You know, did you actually have that camera on when Knight was?
I did. It was in the same position because it was at home. There was no play at all.
That pitch high and inside for ball 3.
Yeah, there was no play at all. So it was on the batter's box view while Scott Knight was up there. Now, granted, we're not going to really be able to see him say anything or hear anything. We don't have audio with the players.
Payoff pitch. This is hit into right field. This will be another base hit for Solis.
Love that piece of hitting, able to keep those hands inside and send the ball the opposite way on the outside pitch. Absolutely love when these boys are able to identify that pitch location and keep those hands inside and able to hit it the other way, and just looks so effortless when they do that, and it's so effective though.
Andrew Sanchez on deck. Gonzalez 1 for 1, and he will take for a strike.
Of course, again, hopefully he was paying attention to what happened to Christian Caro up there with the 3 pitches, 2 of which were for sure outside that were called strikes. And
throw over to first will not be in time as Solis dives back in safely. So Lees extends his lead. The pitch to Gonzalez, that's way outside for ball one. Adel steps off and throws to first.
Telegraphing the pick play there is Hadel. Of course, that could all be in him trying to bait Solis into thinking he doesn't have a good pick move.
Wow.
Wow is right. I just don't know how the boys are supposed to hit that pitch.
That is way outside. And he's calling it a strike.
Of course, I would set up out there too.
That pitch outside for ball two.
Yeah, Webster setting up again right behind the batter's box, and
Hadel comes set. The 2-2 pitch. This is fouled back and out of play. Nona's working her magic. She's giving me the.
That's right. Work the magic, and he's able to foul that one off and stay alive to see a next pitch. And again, you just continue fouling off until you see something you like or induce the walk. But at this point, you got to be swinging at anything close.
2-2.
Just like that.
Oh my gosh, man, it's so outside. That is so outside.
Unbelievable. Just other batters' boxes, right? And, you're hearing it from the crowd, and it's just ridiculous that you force a batter into having a swing at something that they know is not a strike. And it's just never good for them.
That pitch misses low for ball one. Wow, that is just a. I don't understand it. When you line up for the batter's view like they are, and he's calling a pitch that's over in the opposite batter's box. That's hit down the line foul for strike one.
I mean, I've talked about it over and over again, and we're not seeing it with every single umpire, right? I mean, it's been at least 3/4 of the guys that we've seen back there that are setting up literally behind the batter. If it's a righty, they're behind the right-handed batter's box. If it's a lefty, they're behind that box. So how do you see anything on the outer half and understand, is it truly a strike or not?
Swing and a miss. Throw down to second will not be in time, and Solis will pick up a stolen base. That was a cover swing.
Yeah, about to say, knowing that he had a strike to give, a cover swing there on the part of Andrew Sanchez, and it worked really well, as even though there was a throw from Webster, there was no chance of getting Solis at second.
Joe Burry on deck. The 1-2. That's in the turf for ball two.
Skip that one in. Uh-oh. My pop's giving us a call, giving me a call there.
2-2 the count to Sanchez.
What's that? Oh, yeah. That's his favorite movie.
2-2.
That's a strike right down the middle. Yeah, that was right down the middle.
3.
That was absolutely down the middle, and I don't know what Andrew Sanchez saw on that one, but
Carson Pruitt on deck. Burry was hit by a pitch his first time up. He will take for a ball, and that was
looked like a strike.
A pitch that should have been a called strike that was a ball.
Coach Crimp having a laugh with Leander's coach over there.
1-0. That's down and away for ball two.
I say, don't be too quick in calling that ball, because I wasn't even sure what he was going to do. I had to watch him there for a moment.
2-0 the count. Solis extends his lead at second. The pitch. This is cut on, and this will be played by Jaramillo. Throw to first just in time. And what a stretch by Schwab to get the out. That'll go 6-3.
The Rouse Ravens would like to welcome our incoming 25-26 cheer team tonight. Game right there in the stands.
On to the fourth we go. The Raiders get no runs on one hit. They leave one. And after 3 complete, it's 2-0 Rouse. Due up for the Lions. Schwab, Foreman, and Smedley. Jack Dawes makes his way back out to the mound to pitch the fourth. Sun is down and the lights are on. And it's baseball time in Texas here at Raider Field.
Yes, sir. And again, just a slight breeze blowing here as the American flag waving there just beyond the center field wall.
Wind still blowing pretty decently. It's about as much as it was earlier.
Right. I mean, not anything crazy, but we'll take this. We will definitely take this over what we have had so far this year, and just game after game with just unbelievable wins and warming up.
Schwab comes to the plate. He's 0 for 0. He drew a walk back in the first.
That would be Cooper Dye.
That pitch misses inside for ball one. And that pitch is fouled back and out of play for strike one. And we'll even it up. Tyler Moorman on deck. For 1-1, that is fouled back for strike two. Jonathan with the quick hands.
I had it. I was going to catch it.
He was protecting me.
Net got in the way. Go figure, huh?
1-2, the count to Schwab. The 1-2 pitch. This is cut on and hit into left field. This will be a base hit.
Now batting designated hitter, Henry Kaspar.
So each of the first 4 innings, right, Leander able to get a base runner. Just not allowing anybody past second yet so far.
Not yet. That'll bring up Moorman. Moorman caught looking back in the first. Breaking ball high and outside for ball one.
Rounding to show bunt.
And this is hit into right field. That is back-to-back base hits.
Batting right fielder, number 18.
Two on with nobody out here in the top of the fourth. Shows bunt, lays off for ball one.
Yep, infield corners crashing and middle infielders looking to cover the bag.
Shows bunt again. This time he lays one down. That'll be an E3.
Yeah, Mason Gonzalez looking to throw the ball before he had secured it in his glove and not able to make the throw with the transition.
Bases loaded for Jackson Trimble. Trimble with a sacrifice bunt his first time up. A play at any base. That pitch misses outside for ball one.
And of course, this is where we definitely need some good solid pitching here from Jack Doss.
It's like Colby Driscoll's starting to get loose again. Pitch outside for ball two.
Next pitch, back. Here it is.
That pitch in for a strike. 2-1 the count.
What would be nice here is a quick strikeout and then get a double play ball from the next batter. Get out of this inning.
Pitch inside for ball three. But he's called that a strike several times. The 3-1.
That's in
That
play.
is in foul territory. Mason Gonzalez will make the catch, and there you get an out.
That works just as good as a strikeout, as it's a high fly ball caught in foul territory in the infield. So base runners not able to advance as if it were a foul ball deep in the outfield.
Yep.
You know, so that works really well. And now we keep the double play alive here. And
Luke Webster will come to the plate. He's 0 for 1. He flew out to right his first time up. The first pitch offering. This is fouled back and out of play for strike one.
Mason Gonzalez giving chase again. There's any chance he was going to definitely be the one to be there to make that catch and atone.
Dominic Jaramillo on deck. The 0-1, swing and a miss for strike two.
Yeah, way out in front of that was Luke Webster.
0-2 the count to Webster.
Fooled on that off-speed pitch.
Pitch down. Actually, that one went high and out of the glove with Pruitt, but he was able to get to it in time to keep.
You know, it's funny. We've seen that exact same play twice already this season, Michael, where the ball just floats away from Carson, still able to catch just enough of it, but the runner just feels like it's by him, and he's able to corral the ball and meet the runner at home plate without even having to throw.
The 1-2, that is chopped on. We'll throw to first.
All right.
In time, and they'll concede the run. I believe that they had to play at home.
Yeah, well, Jake looked. He did exactly what he needed to do. He had to crash on that. It was a very slow dribbler. As he came in and he made the catch, he did look to see did he have an opportunity. And again, very hard when your momentum's taking you off and away from home plate. He would have had to turn to try to make that throw, and very difficult. So,
well, it would have been a force. It wouldn't have been a tag.
Right.
That'll bring up Jaramillo. He grounded back to the pitcher. And he will take for ball one.
But again, giving up the single run versus creating an error situation and everybody's safe.
The 1-0. This is fouled back for a strike. And that will even it up at 1. The 1-1. That's in there for a strike, and the count will go 1-2.
Liking me a little high heat here, Michael. Just threw the off speed breaking pitch right over the middle for the plate or for a strike.
The 1-2. That's.
Hey, looky there. They get the same non-strike call to strike and ringing him up on the pitch that was in the other box. So
they get 1 run on 2 hits. They leave 2. After 3.5, it's 2-1 Rouse. On to the bottom we go. Due up for the Raiders in the bottom. Pruitt, Graves, and Spates.
Jake Spates.
Need the Raider bats to wake back up.
Yes, sir. It would be very nice to, again, just, not that they can't hold on to a one-run game and put it to bed, but you'd like to have a little bit more breathing room in there.
Miles Hadel back out to pitch the 4th. He has 4 strikeouts, 2 swinging, 2 looking.
That is.
We have a change?
I think we do. Yeah, out in. Oh, no. Sorry. That's right. He's being hit for. Dean Hellman is out in left. He was being DH'd for, so that makes. I was like, wait a second. That's not. Never mind.
Pruitt makes his way to the plate. He is 0 for 0. He has been hit by a pitch. He actually has an RBI hit by pitch.
Yes, he does.
That pitch. Wow.
Low
Low and inside for a strike.
This guy's awesome. He's awesome.
The 0-1.
That was a strike.
That was a strike.
That was a strike.
For strike 2. The 0-2. This is hit foul.
Yeah, almost a defensive swing there. Just not a pitch he would have really liked to swing at. But again, anything close, you want to stay alive here and get another opportunity. And he's done that. See if he can.
Swing and a miss on a fastball down the middle.
And just like he's not ready, on that one. Maybe it fooled him and he thought it was not going to be over. And then when he decided, it's close enough, I need to try to get a piece of that. The ball was already by him, and he did offer, but came up empty.
Graves is 0 for 1. My. A pitch low for a strike. He grounded to second his first time up. Jake Spates on deck, the 0-1. This is.
Oh, good try.
Out of the glove. It was a good effort by.
Great try.
Trimble.
Yeah, Trimble was there. He just had to throw the glove up.
It was in his glove.
It was off the glove, and it was, I guess you could count that as an error, but.
An error.
knowing that was well over his head.
E4.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sort of in the same train of thought there. He's in right field trying to make a hard catch and
well, this official score gives him the E.
Yeah.
And if this was college or the big leagues, they would give him an error. That pitch in for a strike.
Don't argue it, Jake. Don't argue it.
Jake Spates getting his first opportunity. That pitch gets the inside corner for a strike.
And again, right down the middle. What are you?
That was a strike.
That was. I mean, they have an argument in some situations, but both Andrew and Spates,
both Spates in this inning is.
Well, I'm talking about even earlier when Andrew watched that same exact pitch. It was right over the middle of the plate, and they both walked away shaking their head as if to say that the umpire made a bad call on that. But those were strikes.
What was the? Thompson 0 for 2. He has struck out and popped up to first. That pitch misses for ball 1. Christian Caro on deck. Adel steps off and he doesn't make a throw over, but he looks Graves back to first.
Graves definitely drew his attention.
That pitch misses low.
Low.
For ball 2, but he has called that low pitch a strike several times. Two-0. That pitch way outside for ball 3. The 3-0, that's high for ball 4.
Okay.
That'll bring up Christian Caro. Caro is 1 for 2. He has singled to center and struck out looking.
Now, will he go right back to that outside pitch? He does.
That pitch outside for ball 1.
But way outside was that one, so. And of course, if Webster's a good catcher, he's going to be telling him, hey, buddy, he's not going to be able to swing at that outside pitch that this guy's been calling a strike. So let's just put it right there. And
2 on with 2 outs. Runners at first and second. With Caro in a 1-0 count. Jacob Solis on deck.
It's what the pitchers at the next level do so well, right? Is recognition of what that umpire likes. And if he's going to give you that call, you're going to just live in that spot.
That pitch a strike. And that will even the count at 1. The 1-1. That pitch.
See?
Wow, what? The 2-2 pitch.
There you go.
Fouled off.
Gotta be swinging at that one. Jacob Solis keeping his on-deck fielding percentage at 1,000. and even getting the ball back to the home plate umpire.
Deuce is wild for Carl. This is fouled back and out of play. Heidel comes set. And the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Raiders get no runs on no hits. They leave 2.
God, that seemed to be a really long inning.
And on to the 5th we go. Raiders leading this one 2-1 over Leander. Due up. For Leander in the 5th. Mitchell, Holmes, and Heidel.
And we do have Driscoll. Colby Driscoll has made his way in replacement of Jack Doss on the mound. So we'll do a quick recap here. Jack Doss going 4 innings pitched, allowing 4 hits, no earned runs, 2 strikeouts, and 1 walk. Again, with this game changer, I'm trying to think about how did that runner did not get on due to an error.
No, he got on with a base hit.
So that's an earned run.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. So he does have 1 earned run on 4 hits over 59 pitches, 34 for strikes. Again, aside from the first 23 pitch inning, I mean, he was able to go only 36 pitches in the next 3. At 12 per average there, so not too bad in the last 3 innings. He did give up the 1 run in the last inning, so coach electing to go with Colby Driscoll did not get any action Friday night, so he should have a very rested arm, and Colby proved himself to be a great asset coming out of the bullpen with his start against College Station that saw him produce 6 strikeouts and only 1 walk.
Driscoll toes in. This is sent into left field. And that'll be a base hit for Logan Mitchell.
The good news for Raiders, Colby Driscoll.
Of course, Logan Mitchell representing the top of the lineup, leadoff spot, getting to lead off again here in the 5th.
That pitch outside for ball 1 to Holmes. Holmes is 1 for 2. He has singled and grounded to third. Throw to first, not in time.
Once again, Leander getting one of the first 2 batters on.
That pitch outside for ball 2.
Getting one of the first 2 batters on in each of the first 5 innings.
Shows bunt. He'll lay off and take first strike. 2-1. That is hit back up the middle. That'll be a base hit. Thompson will come in on it.
I think that was also just like his last at bat. He rounded to show bunt and pulled back and swung away and was able to get a base hit out of it. We do have 2 now getting warmed up in the bullpen. Jacob Signs. Oh, sorry, just Jacob Signs getting warmed up.
Miles Hadel comes to the plate. He's 0 for 2. He has popped up to first and flew out to center. He will take for a ball.
Hadel also rounding to show bunt.
Schwab on deck at pitch high for ball 2. Hadel shows bunt once again. That pitch in for a strike. Fastball across the middle.
Showing bunt, but each time he's pulling back as the pitch is being thrown, so he's really not even trying to recognize if it's going to be a ball or a strike. He's just trying to throw the bat up there to alter the line of sight for Colby Driscoll.
Driscoll from the stretch. He will step off and look Mitchell back to second. The 2-1. That pitch inside and a double steal on. 3-1 the count to Hadel. Driscoll comes set. The 3-1. Swing and a miss for strike 2. And the count works full. The payoff pitch.
Oh,
That
pretty
catches him
good.
looking for strike 3.
Great job of pitching there to get himself back in the at bat, and
that'll bring up
and sets him down.
Hudson Schwab. He's 1 for 1. He has singled and walked, and he has scored.
And he's another one of those that really tried to jump on the first pitch, just like Logan Mitchell did in this inning. See if he's thinking the same thing.
Pitch down and away for ball 1. Want to know the count.
Double
Driscoll.
play.
Driscoll steps off and then steps back on.
I was going to say double play, not necessarily in play here with first base being open.
Breaking ball sails high for ball 2. Tyler Mormon on deck. Solis is going to go have a little chat with Mr. Driscoll.
Hey, where are we eating after the game, bro?
Right. Says Culver's, we can go get some ice cream.
Ice cream, get some of those
Get some frozen
fried
custard,
cheese curds.
concrete, a waffle cone.
Woo!
The 2-0, swing and a miss on an off-speed pitch for strike 1. That'll take the count.
The zone, too. I don't know that would have been necessarily a strike had he not offered at it, but we'll definitely take the swing and whiff.
The 2-1, that pitch outside for ball 3.
You got him thinking high and then throwing again outside, but would love to see, a little bit closer to that plate and low.
Driscoll comes set. The 3-1. That's high for ball.
Ooh,
He calls that a strike.
He did call that a strike, and after the bat was tossed as if it was ball 4, and Michael, you were probably thinking that was a ball as well, and I was watching.
That was high and outside.
Yeah, I would have said the same thing, but you don't know. You don't know till you know. And
payoff pitch, ball 4.
no, he didn't go around. Yeah, I mean they were asking about to
Now
ask for the
Luke
appeal, but now we get the double play ball alive here. So yeah, and again Carson asking for the appeal, and he didn't go around, so he definitely was able to check that swing. And
Mormon is 1 for 2. He has struck out looking, and he has singled to right. First pitch offering high for ball 1. And Coach Crimpine is calling time.
oh man, he's pulling him
That's going to
too.
be it. He goes a third of an inning.
And in comes Jacob Signs. As you mentioned, Colby going 1/3, allowing 2 hits. No earned runs as of yet, but he is on the hook for all 3 of the runners on the base path. Did record 1 strikeout and 1 walk on 18 total pitches, 8 for strikes.
And he inherits a 1-0 count.
So he will get his warm-up pitches here. Of course, Jacob Signs was the early Game 1 starting pitcher for the Rouse Raiders. After the Liberty Hill game, coach electing to change things up a little bit and trying a few other guys as Adrian Graves has come in and got a start there. And
that's an
Jack
option still.
Dodd,
You'd
so.
always go to Graves if necessary.
Yes, he has lots of arms to choose from. Really, he does. And
Christina Diaz checking in. Let's go Raiders. And again, thank you, Christina, for my baseball. I love my baseball. I have it prominently displayed on my mantle at home.
it is a very cool ball.
It really was.
Blinged
or really
out.
Is, rather. It is. Well, as I mentioned, she had made a bunch of basketballs for the girls' basketball teams that all blinged out, and I just fell in love with it. And I mentioned, man, I'd love to have a baseball like that. And of course, Christina was
more than happy to oblige.
surprised me with one, and I am very thankful for it.
She did. She came in with that bag on Friday. She goes, something for you here. This is in here. You pulled it out, and we had it on display here in the press box, and it even got a little airtime.
It did.
On the Friday night game.
And then I went home and took pictures of it and send pictures to friends and family. And Jacob Signs comes on in relief of Colby Driscoll. He inherits bases loaded in a 1-0 count to Tyler Mormon. Max Smedley on deck. Raiders leading 2-1. That pitch misses low, I guess, for ball 1 or ball 2.
That would be my thought. It looked like, if anything, it was going to be low. It was right over the middle of the plate, but
2-0 the count. Signs will step off and he'll reset. He didn't give a look back at second. Caro comes up to place second on Kobe Holmes. 2-0. That is cut on. This could be 2. There is 1. 2.
There it is.
And
There's
the double play.
Come out of the inning. Excellent, excellent defense and a quick turn from Christian Caro.
That will go 6-4, 4-3.
And the threat was avoided there with great defense as Jacob Sign induces the grounder to Christian Caro. Great quick side flip from Christian Caro to the awaiting Jacob Solis. And
they get no runs on 2 hits. They leave 2. And after 4.5, it's 2-1 Rouse. On to the bottom we go. Due up for the Raiders, Solis, Gonzalez, and Sanchez. Momo says, go Raiders. Oh, and Ronnie helped. Thank you, Ronnie. I appreciate that. And Veronica Arnold, Veronica and Steven, they're tired. The whole Diaz, Arnold clan is just, man, they're just great people.
Unbelievable.
Just
Mama
great
Diaz
people.
and
I love them dearly. And they have been such a great support as Norma went through.
yeah, you couldn't ask for better people to have in your corner right there. It's a great, great, great group. Like you said, great family.
Absolutely. One of the great families that have gone through this program. Caleb, Colby.
Yeah,
Lily.
and great boys.
Yeah.
And Lily's still down there
Lily's still
doing her thing.
Of course, Momo and Popo. I love spending time with those fine folks. God has blessed me with good people in my life. Jacob Solis will make his way to the plate. He is 2 for 2. He has scored once and was left stranded at second, back in the third. Miles Hadel back out on the mound to pitch the 5th. And he will deal high for ball 1. Solis is singled to right both times. The 1-0. This is cut on. This is hit over to second. Trimble has it. The throw to first in time. That'll go 4-3 on the putout. That'll bring up Mason Gonzalez. Andrew Sanchez on deck. Raiders needing some magic here. This is hit out to left.
Get down, ball.
And Hellman will be able to get to it in time, and that will retire Gonzalez on 1 pitch.
Good first pitch rip of the ball there from Mason Gonzalez, saying, okay, keep pitching me outside. I'll drive it the other way. Unfortunately, right at the waiting glove of Dean Hellman.
That was only the 3rd pitch of the inning for Hadel. The first pitch to Sanchez gets the outside corner for a strike. That was a strike. 0-1 the count. The 0-1 pitch.
He tried to sell that one.
That was outside, and he's called that a strike many times tonight. But it was not a strike. The 1-1. Swing and a miss on a pitch in the turf for strike 2. One and 2 the count. That pitch inside for ball 2. Two. Deuce is wild for Sanchez. That is chopped on and hit over to third. It's played by Holmes. The throw to first. Pulls him off the bag.
Oh, sniper got him.
Sanchez slips and falls to the ground.
I don't know. I mean, he's fielding the position as he tripped over and he was trying to catch the ball, so can't really call interference on the part of the first baseman.
That'll be an E5. As Sanchez will reach on the errant throw. That'll bring up Joe Burry. Burry has been hit by a pitch, and he's grounded to short. Hadel comes set. This is hit out to right. Smedley will track it, and he will make the catch. And that will do it for the Raider fifth. They get no runs on no hits. They leave one. And after 5 complete, it's Raiders 2, Lions 1. On to the 6th we go. Due up for the Lions in the 6th, Smedley, Trimble, and Webster. That is your 6, 7, and 8 hitters.
Yeah, now we've had base runners on both sides of the ball every inning.
Yeah.
That be correct there, Michael? Am I?
I can tell you how many we have stranded. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have stranded 7 runners. We've scored 2. And Leander has stranded 1, 2, 3. Let's take care of that. I made a mistake there. 3, 4, 5, 6. They've stranded 6.
Yeah, so again, seems to be a bit of a broken record for us offensively.
Jacob Signs back on to pitch the 6th.
You know, getting the wins, getting the W's, but at the same time, definitely leaving a lot of opportunities out there on that base path that have not been able to come home, and would love to see.
I can't tell you that.
Good solid defense. Probably Cooper Dye, knowing that we've got the 7th inning coming up. Exactly who that is.
Smedley will step in. He has reached on an error and singled.
Yep, Cooper Dye already up and getting loose.
That pitch low for ball 1. The 1-0, that's chop foul down the right field side for strike 1. That will even things up. One and one the count to Smedley. Swing and a miss on a nice little changeup for strike 2.
Yeah, that's always fun. Beautiful. Watching those swings. They're so out in front. It's like, man, the ball was supposed to be here by now.
The 1-2, that's down and away for ball 2, and then we'll even things up. The 2-2 pitch, this is fouled back out of play and into the Raider dugout. And Carter May caught it on the carom.
Wow. Oh. Our game 2 starting pitcher, Carter May.
2-2 the count. Signs from the windup. The 2-2 pitch. That is cut on and hit over to first. That'll be played by Gonzalez. He'll take it himself, step on the bag, And that will retire Smedley for out number 1.
Second baseman to one.
Yeah, Mason Gonzalez, great recognition there, understanding that Medley's getting it up the line, trying to beat Gonzalez to the bag, and Mason turned on the quick jets there and got there ahead of him. So, Cord first out.
That'll bring up Trimble. Trimble will take for a strike. Trimble is sack bunted and popped up to first. The 0-1. That's a strike.
Ooh.
Every day of the week and twice on Sundays.
I thought it was only on the second Tuesday of every week.
That is.
Oh!
He got a miss as he chases one way.
Yes, he did. Wow. There's a gift for Jacob Signs there on that offering from Jackson Trimble.
That'll bring up Luke Webster. He's 0 for 2. He has flown out to right and grounded to third. Dominic Jaramillo on deck. Swing and a miss for strike 1. And I would believe it's safe to say that Signs is dialed in right now.
Yes, he is. I mean, he's got all the off speed working very nicely and
the 0-1, that's high for ball 1.
painting in some fastballs here and there. And
the 1-1 swing and a miss on another changeup. Breaking ball catches
everybody on the field.
everybody on the field.
Carson, Jacob, the entire Rouse side of the stands was, there we go, and they're walking off, and no, that's a ball.
Now, it was a strike, but he called it a ball. This is popped up into shallow center field. Connor Thompson has it, and that will do it. They go in order in the 6th. After 5.5, it's 2-1 Rouse.
And the first inning with no base runners.
No, it's not
for Leander.
They didn't have any in the 3rd.
No, they didn't?
Nope. They flew out to center, grounded to 3rd, flew out to center.
Okay. Okay, second inning.
Due up for the Raiders, Pruitt, Graves, and Spates. Miles Hadel makes his way back out. What's his pitch count, John?
He would currently be at 87 pitches through 5. So, again, as we do cover, when pitchers get up against it, 110 total pitches is what they are allowed. But if they do start a batter.
He's got 23 in the tank. So.
Yep. If they start a batter and under 110, they can go ahead and finish him, even if he does exceed the 110 pitch count. So
that is true.
Do
we have any changes?
This is Driscoll. No, that's Camorn. Yeah, Jordan Camorn is
for Pruitt.
Is that where we're at in the lineup? Okay.
All right, and that would be Graves behind him. Man, it still feels so very good out here.
Yes, it does.
We want to give a shout out to our lone sponsor, Mode Designs. We're going to thank the Hassanawats for their sponsorship of Rouse Raider Baseball. We don't always get them in, but great people, the Hassanawats. They have provided a fan in here for the press box for us.
Made sure to help us out with quick camera checks while we've been during the broadcast, and when we have camera malfunctions or issues, Mr. Hassanawat's been right there to help us out and looking out after us for water, and love that support.
That is fouled off for a strike. The 0-1, that is cut on and hit over to short. That is going to be off the foot of Jaramillo. He didn't get a glove on it.
He did not. He did not get the glove down as he was rounding the ball to see if he could field it, and it just dove under his glove and right off the ankle.
Cole Moore with a, and I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to look at what the rule is. If he doesn't get a glove on it, but it boots off of his foot, is that an error?
And of course, in to run for Comorn is
Mott, I believe.
Mr. Mott. Yep, Colton Mott. He is number 48.
But he's at first, not right now. He's not at the plate. That's Adrian Graves at the plate, number 3. Courtesy runner.
Some napkins for you.
Oh, well, you're too kind.
Because that's greasy, and I needed to use some. I still had some in my pocket.
Graves has reached on an error, and he's grounded to second. He shows
that'll go pass ball.
And that'll be a wild pitch. Mott extends his lead at second. Graves shows bunt and fouls it off his foot.
Ooh. We sure that was a foul?
Right.
I'm asking for a friend, seriously. I was just making sure.
Asking for a friend. Well,
some insurance runs here would be very, very nice. Would be just what Coach Krimpin would like.
1-1 the count. He'll swing away. This is hit the shallow center field. And that will not be deep enough for Mott to advance on the flyout.
And batting third baseman, number 16, Jake Spates.
That'll bring up Jake Spates
for his second opportunity of the game.
Spates was caught looking back in the fourth.
What looked to be a really good third strike.
This is, man, a hard hit foul down the first baseline. First strike 1. Raiders hoping to add some insurance here in the bottom of the 6th with Mott at second base. Connor Thompson on deck. 1 on with 1 out. Hadel comes set. The 0-1 pitch. This is popped up and hits the net for strike 2. 0-2 the count. Line that down the left field line. We'll run for days.
Shoot, pick your choice, right, left or right. Like either way, but just a little late pitch recognition from Spates, and not quite getting on top of those pitches as he's just fouling them off a little late on the bat, but easily to correct.
That pitch in the dirt or turf for ball 1.
dirt, a.k.a. brown turf.
Yeah, brown turf.
Tell you what, I mean, this time of year is really great. What I'm dreading is whenever at least the boys are, I'm sure, when it gets to 100, 110 out there during the summer.
The 1-2. This is hit back up the middle. This will be played by Jaramillo. The throw to first will be in time.
Okay.
And that will advance Mott to third.
Yeah, great job there. I mean, that's what you want to see there. If he's not able to reach on a hit, at least to be able to advance that runner and put an insurance run 90 feet away.
That'll bring up Connor Thompson.
Back to the top of the lineup we go.
He's 0 for 2 with a walk, a pop up to first, and a strikeout.
Love to see him go shopping at the gap here.
That pitch inside for ball 1.
Of course, Leander faithful here, so used to that pitch being called a strike, looking for it again.
1-0. This is.
Oh, that got him. No, it didn't. Wow.
To right, and Smedley in on it. He makes the catch, and that will do it for the Raiders' 6th. They get no runs on one hit. They leave one. And after 6 complete, it's 2-1 Rouse.
Off the bat, that ball looked like it was a rocket shot out there, and it just Smedley just easily just camped on it, no problem. And
due up for Leander in the 7th. Jaramillo, Mitchell, and Holmes. That is your 9, 1, and 2 hitters.
Back out on the mound is Jacob Sines. See if he can put this away as Leander down to their last 3 outs of this contest, hoping that they can get at least one run across to.
Huh?
I don't know.
Yeah. Signs back out to continue what he did back in the 6th. So they sent 3 up, 3 down.
Yeah, and he's only at 16 pitches through that, 1 2/3?
Yep.
Very efficient work. As you pointed out, just really dialed in this evening. Every pitch working, and he's going to get the number 9, and then back to the top. 9, 1, and 2 batters will be who he faces. And, of course, Logan Mitchell being the most effective of this group.
Jaramillo is 0 for 2. He is grounded to the pitcher and struck out looking, and he will take for strike 1. The 0-1, that pitch outside for ball 1. That pitch misses low for ball 2.
Great pitch, but not offered at by Jaramillo.
Fastball down the middle for strike 2, and the count will go 2-2.
Signs making the slight adjustment there, bringing the pitch up a little bit more and getting that strike call.
The 2-2 pitch. Wow. Misses low, I guess.
Close one, yeah. I would have to say low.
Count goes full.
Looked like Pruitt did have to pull that one up a little bit from low, so go ahead and count that as a low pitch.
That is fouled off. And Mitchell's going to take a ding on his on-deck fielding percentage as the umpire had to tell him to go get it.
But it's way over there. They need to get it. Doesn't work like that.
Signs has the sign. The payoff pitch. That is fouled off. I think he spoils a good pitch.
Yes, he is. He's just battling in there as Jaramillo, just doing everything he can to stay alive and try to get a pitch he can handle.
The payoff pitch. This is hit over to Caro at second. Throw to first in time, and that will do it for Jaramillo. 4-3 on the putout. That'll bring up Logan Mitchell. He is 1 for 3. He has singled, grounded to third, and flown out to center.
Again, liking to jump on an early pitch he did last time. And
yeah, he jumped on the first pitch.
Yep, and has been a pull hitter
from Colby Driscoll.
A lot, yes.
Breaking ball.
And
Low
once
for ball
again,
one.
that lack of a call draws the disapproval from the home faithful.
That's in for a strike, and that will even the count at 1. Colby Holmes on deck. The 1-1 pitch, a breaking ball. This is a pop-up, infield pop-up. Spates tracks it, and he drops it.
Looks like he lost it in the light. Maybe when it came back in, that can happen when those balls go that high.
That would be an E5.
Now batting third base with number 10, Boom Hall.
And the tying run is aboard. Signs to the stretch. Breaking ball. This is popped up, and Gonzalez will make the catch.
Anybody that could catch that, I love that. You see Jacob Signs. He made the turn to move to get to the ball and saw that Mason was right there. He's okay. I'm clearing out. He got completely out of the way, and
that'll bring up Miles Hadel. He is 0 for 3. He has popped up to first, flown out to the center, and struck out looking. Signs come set. Changeup in for a strike. That off speed.
I tell you, man, it's brutal, isn't it?
It's working well for him tonight.
He has been working it inside and out, top to bottom. So that's just awesome to see. There's the inside. There's
breaking ball for a strike 2.
Yeah, last one was started on the outer half, stayed there, and then broke out of the zone. But he got enough of the plate to get the strike called, and then that one comes on the inside.
The 0-2 pitch catches him looking for strike 3, and that's your ball game. He goes 0 for 4 with back-to-back strikeouts looking. And the Raiders squeak by 2-1 over the Leander Lions to get the win tonight.
Yeah.
It wasn't pretty, Jonathan.
No, it was not. And part of that due again by influence of a third party not called a Leander Lion or a Rouse Raider that have influenced this game. And, you hate to see that, but it's we come accustomed to it, that it's going to happen. And these boys should recognize that as well and not let themselves get fired up and retaliate with words. Don't know what was said, don't know what happened, but, obviously Scott Knight got walked out and, told to leave the field. And, I'm sure that Coach Crimp will ask what was said, but that's probably the extent of it. I don't know that he would put too much blame knowing that the calls were a little iffy at best. So,
yeah, I don't know. At the high school level, when they eject them, do they actually have to leave the park?
No. There you go, Mr. Miller. Have a good one there, sir. No, I don't think so. I mean, even the coach doesn't have to leave. he just has to go back to the dugout. So
No, the coach actually has to leave.
does he?
Yes, because he can't coach. If
Right.
he's seen in the stands, he can give signs, and
Oh yeah.
no, he has
yeah.
to leave. He can't stay.
Well, I guess so used to the major leagues, he just goes up the
Goes to
catwalk to the
clubhouse,
back
yeah.
in the clubhouse and watches the game and gets on the phone with his assistant coaches, right?
But you have student athletes here, and there is no clubhouse here, and so
Correct.
at any rate, somebody's over there shaking something in front of our microphone.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and turn that off.
But
Going
anyway,
crazy with
Jonathan's going to run down the numbers for us.
Yes, sir. So your final here, Rouse Raiders taking down the Leander Lions 2-1, going 6.5 innings, not having to bat there for the bottom half of the seventh. 3 pitchers combined for the full 7 innings. Driscoll did go a third. Did have Jacob Sines going 2 2/3, allowing no hits, no runs, 2 strikeouts, and no walks. So, again, the beautiful number here, Rouse Raider pitching only giving up 2 walks in this game and posting 5 strikeouts. So, again, outpacing the walks, but keeping the walks down to a minimum. That's been the big key difference for the losses that we had against Liberty Hill and then all the wins that we've had since then, right? Prior to against Glenn in this first series, we did have 2 errors in this game.
Yeah.
To Leander's 1 error. Of course, pitching for Leander did give complete game. Heidel did 6 innings pitched. He did have 7 strikeouts and only 1 walk himself, 2 earned runs. He did have 2 hit batters. He did finish with 98 pitches, 64 for strikes. Of course, Jacob Sines, 31 pitches, 22 for strikes. So very effective, pounding the strike zone. Offensively, the Raiders did bring 24 to the plate, getting the 2 runs on 6 hits. Again, the 1 walk and 7 strikeouts against. So, good all-around game here. Not producing a high amount of offense, but being effective nonetheless and getting the dub, right?
Yeah, we gave up so many strikeouts, for sure. Not playing very selectively at the plate, but we got the win. It may be ugly, but it's a win.
Yes, sir. We will take a win all day long, and, sometimes you got to learn to win ugly.
Right, for sure. So we want to thank you for tuning in and watching Rouse Raider Baseball here on SHN Sports. We will be back on Friday at visiting at Leander for Game 2 of this series. For Jonathan Kaspar, I'm Michael Francis. We will see y'all then. Good night, everybody.
Good night.